we have these people, okay, that are they are supposed to determine what happens with us, right? Because we can't determine it for ourselves. We need like babysitters. But the problem is that the Democrats and the Republicans, they can't even agree on stuff, okay? It's like children having arguments where they can't agree on things because they want to see it their own way, right? So I don't know, maybe they need to like grow up already.
You're listening closely, the things I say mostly come from her side.
Hey guys, Christine here with my Cardamom Blog. So I know that I haven't been posting in a couple of weeks. The last video that I posted was just basically letting you guys know that come July 31st, the $600 was no longer going to be available to us, and so that actually has taken effect. So now I'm going to show you the last 3 payments that I've gotten from my weekly certification. And as you can see, when you look at July 25th, you can tell that I winded up getting $540, and that is because I allow them to take out the taxes so that later I don't have an issue with them. So and then also the $175. So what was happening was they were taking as you can see over, if you look over to federal withholdings, they were taking $80 out. So they took some out of the stimulus amount, and also they were taking out of the state amount. So then when you go up to number 13, you can see as of August 1st, that is when the following week, there you can see right there that there is no stimulus amount. So that was the federal $600, and that is 0. And then if you look up to August 8th, you can see also the stimulus amount is 0. The amount that they are going to pay me is $175, and again, it is because of the $20 that they're taking out of taxes. Alright, so moving on along, once I finish filing, and then they just tell you what to expect next. If you guys are looking for the contact number, okay, you can see up on the top, there is a number there that they can be reached. And the number is 855-284-8545 if you want to contact them with any questions. Now, on my claim status, I just wanted to point out that if you go on the right side where it says claim under review, now it states that my claim is under review. This has been going on for a long time. Now, I don't even know how long, probably about the last 3 months. Now, they had indicated that if you send an email requesting the backdate, that you only send 1 email, otherwise I guess you mess them up. I really don't know how much of that is true, but 3 months later I have not received any of my backdate money, which is the ending of March and the whole of April, okay? So I just wanted to show you that. And then also they have updated their latest news and announcements. Before, it just kept telling you about the card information, the ReliaCard. So now when you go to the first page, as you can see, it basically tells you how to clear a 261 or a 424 issue. So you will just go down to the left side and you will click on that, and then you will just follow the procedure, okay? And then if you click on the number 2, then it'll tell you about unemployment compensation, disclosure, and information on that. Now if you go to number 3 and you click on that, they have added this request backdating option on this announcement page. Okay, so when you click on that, it then brings up the request backdating, right? And so then it just tells you that you would request the email over here, but you can also click on it and it will just open it up for you, And then they also tell you what you should write in the subject line, which is backdate request. And then they want you to tell them how COVID affected your employment. And then also they just want you to tell them from when you want it backdated. Okay? So for me personally, I would have it backdated from March 17th because I was supposed to be working March 17th. I never got to go back to work. I am still unemployed because due to the whole COVID, they are not going to be opening up. I don't know. They seem to think that maybe September we will start, back up again. I don't know. Who knows? This whole experience basically has just been who knows? Let's see what happens next, right? The president, so President Trump actually signed an executive order, and I'm just going to put in the clip here, and then after we'll discuss the whole thing.
Overnight, President Trump said he's had enough.
Therefore, I'm taking executive action. We've had it.
Pushing to bypass Congress with the stroke of his pen. Taking to the podium at his private golf club to announce executive action on coronavirus relief. The president restoring unemployment benefits, but slashing the weekly checks to $400, requesting states share the cost, minimizing evictions, suspending interest on student loans, and enacting payroll tax cuts. President Trump placing the blame on Democrats after both parties failed to reach a deal.
Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have chosen to hold this vital assistance hostage on behalf of very extreme partisan demands.
House Democrats passed a $3 trillion stimulus package back in May and offered to meet Republicans halfway. But the White House called it a non-starter.
We're not going to just keep on coming back every day if we can't get to a deal.
James Guevara is one of 30 million Americans out of work and in need of relief.
There's absolute urgency that I need the money now, but it's going to be really tight toward the end of the month if we don't get that stimulus going again.
But with the president's executive action, that crucial aid could be tied up in court for months. Congress, not the president, controls federal spending.
Mr. President, when will this relief get in the hands of Americans that need it? What date?
We think it's going to be very rapid. We want it to be very rapid. It's going to be distributed in a way that, whichever the fastest way, there are various methods, and it will be rapidly distributed.
But you're sending an executive order today, and Americans want to know when they're going to see this relief.
Very soon. They're going to see it very soon. Look.
Very soon. 30 million Americans are out of work, sir.
Excuse me. There it is, right there.
Okay, so after seeing that video clip, now according to the rules of the government, the procedures, this, that, and the other that no one could ever agree on, that's the first thing, we have these people, that are they are supposed to determine what happens with us, right? Because we can't determine it for ourselves. We need like babysitters. But the problem is that the Democrats and the Republicans, they can't even agree on stuff, It's like children having arguments where they can't agree on things because they want to see it their own way, right? So, I don't know, maybe they need to grow up already because this is getting to be ridiculous. A lot of people don't even have money to feed their family. Most people have exhausted their savings, So, and there's people that haven't received their money yet. So I don't know how they're going to figure all this out, Let's just talk about the fact that according to the procedure and the laws, Trump is the president, right? But basically, he's the, what would I say? He's basically the spokesperson, right? He's the one that gives us information, what's going to go on and stuff like that. Now, he can sign some laws and stuff like that, but it's always up to Congress, to get together and figure these things out. And then he just signs his name on the dotted line. We don't know if it's going to actually come to light, right? Because the thing is, Congress is the one that makes the rules when it comes to taxes and also spending, right? He did state that this is going to happen very soon. Now, he hasn't given us a date when this is going to happen. He doesn't know himself because, you know, this could just play out for months, right? Like the reporter said, it could go on for months. So, personally, I wouldn't be expecting that $400 just yet. Maybe a few months from now. But as of now, I would just basically say, plan for just $195 because at this point that is something that we actually have access to. All right, so I noticed in the comments some people have been saying that they still haven't seen money on their ReliaCards. Now, I have explained this before, trying to respond to as many people as I can. If you have not received a check from the government, okay, you are not going to have any money on your ReliaCard. The reason why that is because, number one, they got rid of the direct deposit, okay, because of the whole fraudulent claims. Number two, their way of dealing with the fraudulent claims is through the checks. So they'll send a check to your home, right? When you cash it, that is basically you basically verifying that is you, right? Because somebody else can't go into the bank. You have to have your ID, right? They have to know who you are if you do have a bank account and stuff. So that's the reason why, if you have not received a check, even though you may have received a card, this is the reason why that money is not being released to you, okay? So I hope that clarifies that issue. Also, another thing, I can only go off of my personal experience through this whole journey with unemployment and the backdating and all that, okay? Some people have had different results than others, okay? And so that's to be expected because this is the first time that we've actually experienced the economy just shutting down like this, okay? So they're still trying to figure out things, they're still trying to play catch up and all this and that and the other, okay? So I would just suggest that you try your best to get in contact with them and call. I know some have called and they have given them information, and then when they go back on, you know, they're not able to backdate their money, or they are able to backdate from a certain period, but then they're not able to continue to file. I really don't know what to tell you in that regards, except for just continue to try to reach out to them. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell notification so that way you know anytime that I post a video. Now I am going to be updating you guys Sundays and Mondays if there are things to update you about, okay? So if much hasn't changed, I'm not gonna just post videos just to get views, okay? So thanks so much for watching. You guys be safe out there. Bye.